the spacer have been delaying me to mount the new wheel I just bought on this project. I have bought the rim for the tire and it is now complete. What is actually stopping me, like delaying me to fix the new tire I bought, is actually the spacer, and there is no way I can mount it if I do not use a spacer. One thing about me is I don't let distance stop me from getting exactly what I need for my project. I travel to another city just to get the perfect iron thick plate for my spacer. When I go there, I film the whole process, watching them carefully cut through the heavy metal with a gas cutter, spark flying everywhere. Sometimes the best materials aren't in your background, and that is okay. The journey is part of the build. So now I finally got the thick iron plate for the wheel spacer of my Ferrari Replica build. But getting the material cut was just the beginning. The real precision work starts now. The next phase is drilling holes that match perfectly. I need holes that line up with the new wheels I just bought, and separate holes that match the hub already mounted on the car. We are talking about 9 holes in total on this thick flat plate, and every single one has to be in exactly the right spot. I could use a hand drill, but that's not how you do precision work like this. Now I could use a hand drill, but that's not how you do precision work like this. One hole in the wrong place and the entire spacer is ruined. So I found an operator with a proper table drilling machine, the kind with a sturdy table and enough power to punch through this thick plate clearly. Each hole located has been measured and marked. The pattern has to match the wheel perfectly, and the hub size need to line up flawlessly with what's already on the car. There is no room for mistakes when you are building components that will be spinning at high speed. Although my Ferrari Replica is not meant for speed, this table drill press gives us the stability and accuracy we need. Clean holes right where they need to be. This is how we build wheel spacer the right way. So now it's time to trace out the 5 holes on the rim. I decided to use a simple but effective method. Sometimes the old school technique worked best. Firstly, I rub the grease on the edge of the rim and around all 5 holes. Then I cut a piece of cardboard into a circle shape that matches the rim diameter. I pressed that cardboard firmly against the rim, making sure to get good contact all around. When I put it off, the grease had transferred perfectly. All 5 hole positions were clearly marked on the cardboard, along with the outer cycle. The grease method gave me an exact template of what I needed. I traced over the marks to make them cleaner and more visible. Now I had a perfect pattern. I took that cardboard template and mounted it on the thick iron plate. Then I used the center punch to mark each hole location, creating a small indent that would guide my drill bits and keep them from wandering. With all 9 holes marked, 5 matching the wheel and 4 matching the hub, I was ready to drill. This is how we transfer a bolt pattern accurately without expensive measuring tool. Just grease, cardboard and a little patience. So now, after tracing the cardboard pattern onto the thick plate, it was finally time to drill. But this is where things got complicated. I showed up ready to work, and that's when they told me they don't have drill bit. I was shocked. I am standing there thinking, how do you run a drilling operation without drill bit? That's literally your job. But I had already negotiated the price with them, already committed to doing the work there, and now I had no choice but to figure it out. I had to go buy a drill bit with my own money. The one I bought with me wasn't up to the tax. It was low quality and just couldn't handle cutting through thick plates like this. So I went out and bought a more expensive and more durable bit, hoping it would get the job done. Here's the frustrating part. I drew maybe 3 or 4 holes, and I'm talking about drilling through 3 plates stacked together, and the bit was already done, finished, wouldn't cut anymore. I tried sharpening it, but this made me realize something. The tools we are buying here are low quality, but still paying high price for them. It doesn't make sense, but that's the reality. This drill bit problem actually delayed my entire project for about a week. I couldn't keep throwing money at bits that would only last a few hours. I had to find a solution because mounting this wheel to my Ferrari Replica build was depending on getting this whole drilled right. So I have to apply grease on this place, and then I just have to place it on this plate. So in case I want to create the shape of this place out, it will be very easy to to give me the shape, the circle shape. So actually I was supposed to use lathe machine to expand the hole, but I actually used the gas cutting machine. So I actually used the gas cutting machine instead of a lathe machine, and I think that actually that makes the job faster. Though I will still use lathe machine to to smooth it more, to make it more smoother. But for now, I just want to use the angle grinder to smooth the surface. What I mean by the surface, I want to smooth it. So I'll be using lathe machine to smooth the inside of it. You can see the inside is so rough. So that is actually the lathe machine's work. But I've used the gas cutter to to make the work more easier for me, and I think it is good like this. You can see. So this is very, very cool, guys.
don't know where. Oh yeah, I'm so close to let go of the world. Oh, no.
So here is the all I did, and though it doesn't look so professional, but it is like better and can actually work for me. You can see some places are smooth, but some places aren't. You can see this, but at least I can manage it. I hate all this type of unprofessionalism because the lathe machine is actually not in good shape, so I don't have any option than to accept this fit. You can see so actually the hub entered directly into the holes. You see, I don't have any problem with it. The hub entered directly, the actually main problem is here, and now I don't have to worry about it again because it has already aligned with it. So now the next thing to do is actually to mount it on the project. The new tires I bought, I just need to mount.
Inside
to ourselves, going to a place that's far, staring at the stars for hours, 'cause you're a renegade. I could be the one who saved you from this hard place. We could be as one and we'll escape. We could run away, we don't gotta stay. I can feel it, it burns inside. Take away the pain, we can go insane. I can feel it, it burns inside. We can run away, we don't gotta stay. I can feel it, it burns inside. Take away the pain, we can go insane. Oh, trust me, I won't let you down. I won't let you down. Yeah, I won't let you down. 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 I won't let you down.
Test riding of it is actually so good, you know, since the engine is actually okay. I love the test riding, like it is very, you know. So now I think sooner or later I'll be test riding outside. You know, actually I have phobia for cloud, and I don't really want to test ride this outside because too many people will actually be, that is actually so sure, you know, we'll be looking at it, and also we'll be staying, and also people that actually will be like, you know, bouncing on it, those, you know, those type of rough place. So that's actually what is actually still hindering me from not taking it outside. But soon I'm still looking for a maybe field or a parking ground where I can test it comfortably. So that is actually what I'm thinking. So guys, this is Damyo Motorized. If you are new to the channel, do not forget to comment your opinion about this progress on this build, and also do not forget to subscribe, and do not forget to like. Thank you so much guys. This is Damyo Motorized.